And welcome back, YouTube. I'm up. I'm about to head to work. It's 4:09 a.m. Wednesday, June 7th, 2023. Something's dangling on my leg and it's bothering me. Okay, it's my lightning cable that connects to a USB-C hole. So some good news, since I've all but having a fucking meltdown at the end of my last video, which is if you listen to all of that, it was due to a whole lot of things freaking me the hell out. But what pushed me over the edge was that I had sat on my iPhone while it was plugged in to the new cord that I had just purchased over at Ross last week. That goes from USB-C to Lightning, which of course I ended up having to buy another cartridge. Well, look at this. We have a person with a suitcase standing in the road. Yeah, that doesn't look suspicious at all. Wearing dark clothes and a dark hoodie, standing literally in the road with a suitcase. Now he's driving down the middle, walking down the middle of the road. Like at least use the sidewalk. That guy looks sus as fuck. Wow. All right, that totally made me lose my train of thought. So anyway, saying I sat on that new cord, which required that I go back into Ross and buy a car charger with a USB-C hole in it, because all the car chargers that I have USB-A holes, because that's been the standard for connecting to a charger for years, many years, even going back to like micro USB and mini USB. So the good news is that I had honestly thought that I had destroyed the lightning port on my iPhone, because I've made that mistake before and it's resulted in me having to replace the lightning port on, or in the case of an Android, the charging port on my smartphone. So the good news is the lightning port on my iPhone 6s Plus is still perfectly fine. When I got inside, I connected it to the one I have that has a funny right angle at the end of the charging cord that I got. God, I got that one like 2 years ago, when my junkie prostitute daughter was in the mental hospital. What a great life she's having. Yeah, like 2 years ago in Mesa, while I was trying to find her a radio that would meet the hospital's policies, and quickly found out that that's not a product that anybody really sells anymore. I did find this rather odd lightning cable with a funny right angle at the end. It's supposed to double as a phone stand, but it doesn't work with an iPhone 6s Plus as a phone stand, because the 6s Plus is too big and too heavy. So, but it works as a charging cable. And for all the other cords I've lost in the interim of that time period, I still have that one. So it was missing, by the way. I found it the day that I bought the one that goes from the USB-C to Lightning at Ross. I found it that day, like after I got home and realized, oh, yeah, I left my blue Lightning cable at work, and I bought this one that uses a different kind of connector. The charging, the didn't buy one for the home. You know what? I almost bought one for the home too. Almost bought two for the home, and then put them back, thinking I didn't need them. Anyway, it didn't take me too much searching in the piles of crap near my bed to find this this long cord with the funny right angle thing on the end of it. Lightning cable that I bought like 2 years ago. So plugged that one in and went on with my life. Anyway, I brought that one back out of the car today. So yeah, apparently my sitting on it did destroy the new cord I just bought. It's a brand new cord. I think I still have all the original packaging for it, and probably still have my receipt from Ross. So I should be able to exchange it. So which at this point I'm so broke I'm gonna need that $8 back, or $10, or whatever the hell it cost me to get that cord. I don't know if they'll give me a cash refund or just give me trade credit in the store. Either way, I can go fine. Although I don't really need to spend that money at Ross right now. I'll probably have to give it back to me on a gift card. I don't know. Hopefully I can return that cord. And do I feel a little guilty about it since I'm the one that damaged it? Yeah, but I mean, come on. I've had that thing less than a week. It should be more durable than that. So, we got a left lane camper here. Been watching these YouTube videos in the last day put out by the Pinal County Sheriff, Sheriff Lamb, where he's doing like sting operations and videotaping it of people who are driving in the passing lane and not passing. And my only disappointment with those videos is that he has comments disabled. Come on, Sheriff Lamb, you can do better than that. You should be able to handle some criticism in the YouTube comments. And then watching those led me to one about a law recently passed to prevent people from using the passing lane not for passing in Alabama. I mean, in most places do have laws in the books that say keep right except to pass, and along those freeways there's actually signs posted that say keep right except to pass. But there's a certain percentage of American drivers that seem to think it's completely okay to be in the left lane or a further lane from the left when they're not actively passing. Seem to think that's acceptable, especially if they're doing the speed limit. And in fact, they even interviewed somebody on the local news clip regarding the new law put in place in Alabama, where some old guy was talking about, oh, well, there's a speed limit law and it says you're not supposed to go faster than the speed limit. So if I'm in the left lane, I can do the left lane all day long as I'm doing the speed limit, because nobody should be going faster than the speed limit. Dude, nobody died and left you the enforcer of the speed limit. And if you're going to talk about how there's laws, there's also a law that says keep right except to pass. So either you're a law-abiding driver or you're not, and you just told us all that you're picking and choosing what laws you're going to abide by. So yeah, it's a passing lane. If you're not doing it, you don't belong there. Speaking of which, I uploaded a short in the last couple of days. Really short. I'm talking like 14, 15 seconds long. It's a clip from one of my drives to work as I pass on the right. But again, we've got a guy that's in the next to left lane. He's not passing. Like, he has an obligation to merge to the right if he's not actively passing. It's not okay to be in a left lane or further right than the right lane. Like, if he's not passing, he's supposed to be in this lane. And the next lane over is the next lane. Anyway, I'm more in this particular clip. I'm on my way to work, and I'm more or less matching speed far enough back that if he decides to change lanes into the right lane, that I'm going to have room to back off and he can change lanes. taking this lane. The next lane over to the left is it's on I-10, further up ahead of here. There's a big truck. I don't think it's a full-on like tractor trailer semi, but still like a big box, big box truck. I forget what the heck those are called, but I used to have to dock those in Amazon sometimes too. Anyway, still very, very large commercial truck. And you can see in this video that there's no traffic to the left of the big commercial truck. And mind you, I'm just following just barely behind it in the lane to the right. And some asshole in I think a Honda Civic passes me, and then which results in him like rushing up to the point of dangerously tailgating the commercial delivery truck, and then swoops to the right and passes him on the right, cutting me off. Like he's like literally that close to me, like not a safe distance in front of me to squeeze in the tiny space between us. Yeah, very much not a safe pass. And you shouldn't be passing on the right. Full stop, shouldn't be passed, especially not a large commercial vehicle. And the left lane was open for that guy to pass if he needed to get past the truck. It's not like the passing lane wasn't clear. Anyway, I just titled the short how not to pass a large truck on the freeway. And so far, the only two comments that I've got, one of them says, "I see nothing wrong here," and somebody's actually thumbed that one up. And then the other one says, "Well, what's the correct way to pass?" And I responded with, "The passing lane is on the left. On the left, that's the passing lane," or something like that. But it is frustrating that so many people see like that. I mean, if the thing's got over 5,000 views, it's got a surprisingly decent amount of thumbs up. I want to say 25 thumbs ups, but I don't know how many thumbs downs it's got since YouTube took away that functionality years ago. Fortunately, thumbs down still exist in Reddit. You should be able to dislike things and have it publicized how many dislikes. Now, the fact I've only got 22 likes and 5,000 views, is that me getting ratioed? Maybe. It's hard to say. I mean, it's such a quick short. I mean, the way most people watch shorts, it would have just, gone by in a blip of a moment, so. But I do find it curiously telling that, somebody commented, "I see nothing wrong here," and then somebody else, because there were several things wrong there. Guy passing on the right, guy, rushing up behind a truck in what is not a safe following distance, and then cutting off another vehicle being me to pass a truck on the right. So, and considering that I usually drive a little over the speed limit, I mean, like case in point right now, I'm doing 84. I'm pretty sure the posted speed limit here is 65. So, I mean, I go like 2-3 miles more than, there is speed limit 65. So I'm doing 84. Like I do 2 more over what I'm doing right now, and it's criminal speeding. The other one that I posted, the other short I posted with the SUV on Loop 303, it goes flying past me to drift over 2 lanes without a turn signal to exit. And somebody, just the last comment that came on that one was criminal speeding and a couple goofy looking emojis. What a joke. And I pasted or I didn't paste the whole statute, but I did look up the ARS for criminal speeding, the definition of criminal speeding. And it's a class 3 misdemeanor. So I don't see what the joke is. That's literally a criminal offense in Arizona. And the reason that's so fresh in my mind is when I had my initial appearance, couple weeks ago regarding my quote-unquote assault, where I was defending myself against a rogue security guard over at Costco that came at me and threatened me with pepper spray while I was simply trying to unlock a scooter and be on my way. And I defended myself with some small rocks, and somehow I committed an act of assault in the eyes of the cops. I'm riding that all the way to the end. I will be really shocked if they get a conviction on me on that. Haven't met my lawyer yet on that, but it's something I should really try to do before my next hearing, which is on the 14th. So next week, I forget what day of the week next week, but it's next week sometime. Already put in my request to get the day off work at the furniture warehouse. Hopefully I'm still working there by then. Or on my way to a better job with a less brutal commute and more agreeable schedule for me. Let me coming up on here. Loop 101 North. Anyway, while I was there and waiting to see the judge, and there were a lot of people, like it's frustrating the way they schedule the courts. Like, you don't have a scheduled court hearing. Your summons makes it look like you have a scheduled court hearing at a certain time, but then a whole bunch of people are given that same time. So you end up sitting there and waiting and listening to everybody else have their hearing, which is not really how scheduled appointments are supposed to work. Municipal courts get away with that bullshit. Anyway, I noticed that there was a substantial amount of people there for initial hearings on criminal speeding. Now, all except for one, the judge was lenient and gave them the option of taking a defensive driving class and then having it dismissed. Which is the way civil speeding is supposed to work. Now, that's not an option with criminal speeding pursuant to the statutes, but it is within his judicial discretion to do that. But that's why they were all in court for that, because like, had they been doing less than 10 over the limit and just got a regular speeding ticket, which is a civil infraction, there would have been an option on their ticket to complete the defensive driving course before their court date, and then they would have not even had to go to court. So yeah, all the people that were there on speeding tickets were there because there were criminal speeding tickets which required them to go to court. There was only one guy that he did not, and he set him a further off court date, like he entered a plea of not guilty for him, and the guy just about was like started running his mouth. The judge is like, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm not gonna let you incriminate yourself. You just need to shut up and consult with a lawyer, see if you can afford a lawyer, blah blah blah. And that guy was doing, I think he said he was doing 110 on Grand Avenue. And the area where he was on Grand Avenue, reasonably sure the posted speed limit is 45 or 50. And yeah, people do, 10, 20 over there. The flow on most of Grand is, unless there's heavy traffic, especially where you've got the gradient level intersections that just go up and over, even though it's not a freeway, it tends to flow like a freeway. Gotcha, trucker. It has people tend to be going 60, 65 on it. But yeah, 110, that's just, I mean, that's excessive pretty much anywhere except for a really isolated, middle of nowhere, open road freeway. And even then, like, if your cop sees you doing that, you're probably getting stopped. Anyway, yeah, the judge wasn't giving that guy the option. And it's kind of funny, that guy was asking me about, like, what I thought, and I'm just like, dude, yeah, I think you're fucked. He's like, well, I spilled acid on myself, and I needed to go to the hospital. I'm like, then you should have called 911. Like, where are you driving? You're really in that dire of a situation, like, it doesn't make sense to be driving like that, like, cause an accident on top of the fact that you apparently already had some kind of an accident. Anyway, hope that guy works his situation out, but I also hope he never, ever, ever feels the need to exceed 100 miles per hour on Grand Avenue, or exceed 65 miles per hour on Grand Avenue for that matter. So let's say I did share the good news about the fact that I did not destroy my lightning board, and hopefully I can get the get my money back on that cord. I'm really disappointed about that. I was finding that cord very handy. I'm still going to keep the other charger. It's at this point things are going forward with USB-C as a charging source, so that's I still identify the other device that'll come in handy. So I got an alert that my Wells Fargo account is down to, like, I think less than $30 in it, which is frightening. I could have sworn I had like around $300 in there, and I know I've had some expenditures on it. Like, I mean, granted, I spent like $50 on groceries today, so there was that. Oh my god! And hopefully that was before and not after that notice of being down to like a $30 balance. I'm not 100% sure on that. I did not check my Wells Fargo banking app to check my balance. Alright, we got a pickup truck on the right, a big killing machine type truck. It's decided that the far right lane is the passing lane, even though it's before the far left lane being designated as a carpool lane, and you can go all the way over there to pass, or you could just, I don't know, go with the flow of traffic. Where am I anyway? Bullard Avenue. Once I get this far out, everything looks the same to me. And I have noticed that when I get this far out, the signs on the freeway are not lit up. So, I mean, I'm already struggling with reading them just due to bad vision. But yeah, them not being lit up makes it that much harder to read. Like a sign coming up on the right. I can't read it. I can't read it. I can't read it. I can't read it. Pebble Creek Parkway, Estrella Parkway. Boom, and I'm past it. So, yeah, it makes it hard to know where I'm at. And maybe I should spend a little more time trying to get to the landmarks on this bit of road as many times as I'm driving it. Road work at Verado, reduced to one lane, expect delays. That's been up as long as I've been doing this commute. Kind of wild they got that reduced all the way to one lane. You think they could do better than that with as much of a major arterial as I-10 is. You know, I blinked my lights so that tanker in front of me could pass the truck on the right here, and he's passed him, and he's not going back into that lane, so I can resume the speed I was going. It's a little frustrating. Guy behind me's blinking his brights at me. Apparently he didn't see my left blinker indicating I was coming over. Sarviel and Citrus. Yeah, so it's the exit for Sarviel and Citrus, and the next one's 303. Last time I did this, the 303 exit just kind of snuck up right sometimes somebody could pass me on the right insanely fast. I'm doing 73 at a 65, preparing to exit. But yeah, the guy had to fly past me so he could tailgate this guy up ahead on the right. I still love driving here, but at this point, like all the other drivers just make me want to go full Michael Douglas and falling down. Yeah. I'm gonna turn up that 70s music and try to calm myself. So it's only 4:35 right now. I'm pretty early. Which kind of makes me want to stop at a Circle K on the way to work, but you know, there seems to be nothing off the 303. Like on most Phoenix freeways, right? When you get off at a freeway interchange, there's stuff there. There's convenience stores, there's shopping. At the very least, there's a convenience store, a gas station, something. But it seems like on the 303, at least between I-10 and Northern Parkway, there just seems to be nothing. Like there's warehouses, lots and lots of warehouses, but no fast food or convenience stores. Maybe I should watch closer. But I'm just not seeing anything. I'm seeing big warehouses. I think I'm seeing some residential on the right here. No, I don't think there's I don't think there's an exit for Thomas either. I think my first exit is Indian School. There's Indian School. Looks like there's a mega church right there. That's kind of useless. Although I'm sure there's some people getting rich off that mega church. That seems to be what those are mostly about. More big warehouses. Hey, here's that song, Hey Dude. Silly to get a copy of that movie about the guy who ended up in an alternate dimension where nobody had ever heard the Beatles except for two other people in the movie. So that just cracked me up, that whole scene where Ed Sheeran just was convinced that it needed to be changed from Hey Jude to Hey Dude. I'm always going to hear this song as that now. Oh shit. And I probably just got a content match there. I know I can't turn up a Beatles song while I'm vlogging. What was I thinking? Suzanne Vega with DNA should be alright though. Alright, so I've passed Camelback. I wasn't watching, but I'm trying to watch the side of the road for fast food and convenience store options. Actually, what I really need to do is just pop into the warehouse early. That's something I haven't talked about. So my biggest issue with this work schedule is that when the sun's starting to come over the horizon, that's just my body's cue that it's time to go to bed. So it fucks with me big time with my natural rhythm, which is admittedly different from most people's natural rhythm. Not that I have a struggle being awake at 5 a.m. I have a struggle like coming in at 5 a.m. isn't early for me. It's late. It's painfully late. It's problematically late. Oh, is there stuff here at Glendale? No, that sign is the Walmart warehouse. It almost looks like there's stuff here at the Glendale exit, but it's just the Walmart warehouse and then the Lennox warehouse are just unusually lit up. And yeah, it doesn't look like there's any kind of fast food or gas stations or anything. That's just so weird for freeway intersections to not have any of that. And it doesn't look like there's any provisions for it. Like, it just looks like their final plan is just warehouses right adjacent to the freeway. Like, you think the planners would put in provisions for a gas station or a small truck stop or a Circle K or a QT or something. Another new warehouse. Two more new warehouses going on right here. Oh no, that was just like a double width one. It's that standard building, but the equivalent of totally side by side. Okay, and that's Northern, which the landmark for Northern is the Goofy roller coaster at the zoo thing. That I can see. The rest of it's kind of hard to see. But it's dark and it's not a warehouse. I guess that's different. And we got a big storage warehouse. Looks like a U-Haul storage on the left here. I'm still not seeing anything that looks like gas stations. All the way to the northern part of the exit. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, so my problem with 5 a.m. isn't that it's too early. It's that it's too late. And when I went to work last Saturday, when I came in, I noticed that Joe, who's one of my favorite coworkers, older Mexican guy who's just built like a fucking brick shit house, and he's short, like he's probably 5'3" and just stocky as fuck. And this guy's probably 60-ish, and can probably lay out the average 22-year-old with one shot. This guy is, like I say, he's built like a brick shit house, but he's cool as fuck. And I need help with moving a large heavy box around, like he's there for me. If I need help with some kind of like, hey, I don't think I can. I had this box that was put on a pallet all screwed up at a high level that someone was wanting me to move, and I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can get under that without fucking dropping that. I'm not even gonna risk that. And he went and got it for me. He said it was tricky, but he got it. He's always driving a reach truck. He's definitely a more skilled operator than I am. Anyway, I noticed when I got there on Saturday, and I came in, that he was already in there driving around his reach truck and working. So I asked him, it's like, well, when did you get here? He said, oh, I started at 4. Now, I've never been told that starting earlier is an option, but it's one I'm certainly interested in. And then Monday, when I came in, I did not, as I mentioned earlier in my last video, I did not come in Tuesday. I did not come in Tuesday because, again, just struggling so much with sleeping and this schedule just not matching my normal rhythm. I wasn't able to get good sleep. I finally dozed off. Didn't have enough sleep, and then I got up and I started coughing, and it was actually making me physically ill, to where I nearly threw up, and then I was just lightheaded and nauseous, and my lungs hurt. It was just like, yeah, I can't do this. And obviously the biggest problem was that I was just straight up tired, because I sent a text message to Victoria, and she did respond. Like, this is probably about, I want to say, 10 minutes to 4 that I sent the text message. So at least she saw the timestamp on the text message and knew that I was up at a time I would be heading in. So that always looks good. When you don't have an employer like Amazon where you just go into an app after the fact and apply some PTO or UPP or whatever. But I don't know what these blinky red lights are, but they're messing with my vision in a big way. All right, thanks for stopping that shit. Can you just have some normal taillights on, dude? Anyway, so yeah, she responded by like 4:30, I think, but by then I was already just absolutely sound asleep. And I'm not sure when I woke up on Tuesday, which would have been yesterday. I want to say maybe earlier in the afternoon than I wanted to, though. Probably about maybe 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And of course, I woke up fucking horny as hell because I've been sexually deprived for, you know, a good solid 2 months now. Speaking of that, I do want to get back to that, but hang on. So the Joe thing. So anyway, when I came in, I got that response from Victoria telling me, hey, no problem. Thanks for letting me know. I do know when I got up, actually it might have been closer to, you know what, come to think of it, I think when I first woke up, I woke up at about 9 in the morning, maybe 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, around 9 in the morning, because 9 o'clock is when my lunch hour is on this shift. It's an 8-hour shift, actually 8.5 hours. There's a half-hour unpaid lunch in the middle of it, which happens at 9 o'clock. So I woke up at around 9 and I'm thinking, well, dang, maybe I can, and I felt pretty good then. I felt pretty good. Obviously, the biggest issue is just like my equilibrium sleep was off and I needed more sleep. So I come in and I was thinking about coming in and doing half the shift, and then I saw the text message from Victoria just telling me to take care of myself, that she'd let everybody know, or let, you know, whoever know, and that you know, see if you let me know how you're feeling tomorrow, which I probably should have texted her on my way in to say I was coming in, but that's fine. Hopefully see her in just mere moments here. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, she did respond, but I was asleep. And then I woke up again, I want to say closer to noon, because I'm not sleeping well. Like this sleep schedule between being massively sexually frustrated, which I've explained before, just fucks up with my ability to sleep, and then this work schedule that doesn't work with me, and no, I'm not getting adjusted to it. I mean, I'm trying, but it's just not really working out for me. It takes time. What are you saying? It takes time. What, days, weeks, months, years? I don't want to still be at this job in years. I really hope to God I'm doing something better with my life by age 55, or at least getting paid more for operating a forklift and not driving so goddamn far to do it on a schedule that I hate, because I hate this. And don't get me wrong, I love the job and I love most of the people I'm working with, but I hate this schedule. This is miserable to me. And this commute is fucking miserable to me. I don't enjoy this commute in the slightest. I've had commutes I've enjoyed. This is not one of them. In fact, I've had longer commutes that I've enjoyed. This is not one of them. I was looking for something I had stored in the car and I'm not finding it. There's some reading glasses in there. Should have lost a pair of reading glasses at work, but I don't think I want to take those ones out of the car. Sunshade. I need to put my sunshade on, so I want to get it back in the car so I'm thinking of it. Sometimes I forget to do that. It's easy to forget that when it's nice and cool and dark, because it's probably only about 73 degrees out right now. It's beautiful out right now. So anyway, so Joe said he came in at 4 on Saturday. And when I came in on Monday, again, Joe was already there. Like, he was already on his, like, he was leading the stretches, the stand-up stretches, you know, which happened right after 5. But I saw him get off his reach truck, like he was already clearly working. And so I asked him, it's like, well, what time did you come in today? He goes, I've been working since 3:30. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, well, my God, if this place opens at 3, like, I'm concerned about the money issue, because I'm used to the income of a 10-hour shift versus an 8-hour shift. So even though I'm paid more per hour, I'm getting paid less per day. I only have so many days in a month. So, you know, I'd rather be paid less per hour and get 10 hours of pay every day than get paid more per hour You know, I mean, imagine if I got a job where I was making $30 an hour, but I only got 4 hours a day. I'm still not going to be able to pay my fucking bills on that, you know? So, and granted, that's kind of an extreme example, but, you know, with it being, even though I'm paid more per hour here than I was at Amazon, I'm definitely making less per day, which is going to make for smaller paychecks, not to mention I'm not getting as much overtime. Or in this instance, probably not, I'm not going to get any overtime at all, because the day that would be overtime Saturday is just going to make up for the fact I didn't make it in yesterday, because the schedule's fucking with me. So yeah, if I could be coming in at 3 instead of 5, it would work better for me, because I wouldn't be struggling so hard to stay up so late. I wouldn't have that 2 hours of dead time where I'm just nodding off and struggling to stay awake and struggling to, you know, and just like, it's just a useless 2 hours of just being alone and depressed with my thoughts and my empty fucking bed, and then, oh god, this is like one of my favorite Journey songs. So good. If I never hear Don't Stop Believing again, it'll be too soon. But the rest of their discography, just leave this earlier stuff. Fucking love it. Stuff like this. Ah, oh, so good. Anyway, yeah, if I was regularly coming in at 3, this work schedule would be much more agreeable to me, as would the pay. So anyway, I asked Victoria about that shortly before I left on Monday afternoon. And she's like, well, you could talk to, she goes, well, I don't know anything about that. Maybe that's just with the other company. Because remember, there's two subcontracted personnel providers, and Joe does work for the other one. He doesn't work with K-Power. I don't even know the name of the other one. But, and I'm like, you know, can you, honestly, at that time I was tired. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not up to talking to anybody else. Could you find out for me, please? So, because I'm struggling with the schedule, and if I was coming in at 3, it would be a lot better for me. So hopefully she did. Hopefully I can talk to her about that today. Anyway, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty alert. I'm down the rest of this Mountain Dew, so I can go in there. I'm ready to work. I got 8 minutes. Get myself ready. Not as early as I thought it was, but I know I've wasted a few minutes just sitting here talking. That hit the spot. Anyway, thanks for coming with me on the drive. And I was going to say some more stuff about Priscilla. Save that for the next video, because been a pretty amusing and interesting development in that saga last night.